We're back.
Hi! I'm Nesca. I'm Twuckleman. We are reacting to...
Talking about the, I know we're probably late, this video's probably a little late, but I've had in my watch for stream for a while, the LA Fires, Catastrophic Mismanagement.
Oh, didn't we do a video like that?
This has some more shit in it you might like to watch.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I get it over to here.
Thousands of structures destroyed as hundreds of thousands of people are evacuated.
Oh, yeah, alert.
TMC subscribed to the channel.
Oh, it worked.
Yay, cool, it worked.
A health emergency declared due to all the smoke in the air. Police deployed to burn.
Another thing is LA, it's pretty much in a bowl, so any smoke and smog and shit just lingers there.
Huh. Like the terrain?
Areas because of looters. Tap water isn't even safe to drink or cook with. And a fire tornado.
Do we need to change the thingy?
Oh, yeah, shit, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for saying that.
Because people will still be thinking we're playing Resident Evil.
Sorry. Thanks for saying that.
Uh-huh.
Pop out.
I try to remember the thingies that need to be remembered.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Alright, sorry about that. Anyway.
Go straight from the gates of hell itself.
I've seen that
with
before.
Ooh, what was that? Hey, look, the McDonald's is on
Yeah,
fire.
it's a tornado fire.
Oh, yeah, from that one bad movie, Into the Storm.
No, I've seen that in real life.
Oh,
when
really?
we burn the fields off, and when I used to live on the farm, we used to burn the fields off, and you get a little bit of wind blowing, it gets like a nice little tornado going.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's McDonald's in hell.
Yep, it's those spicy nugs kicking in.
the winds reaching over 85 miles per hour. Not only is this a natural disaster, but we're also witnessing one of the biggest logistical disasters in history. Historians are going to write about this, but before they do, we're going to talk about it in this video, starting with this map. These are all the structures and buildings destroyed because of this fire so far, and we're only getting started. Look at the amount of
And this video is 3 weeks old, too. So that's probably more since then.
Is it still raging?
I think it's...
Them zombies are hard to kill. Yes, it was. I need a mod to get a sword.
destruction here. This is insane. Massive communities wiped off the face of the earth. Now, this map right here is for evacuations, okay? Look at this massive area. Whatever is in orange is already burning. Whatever's in red is an evacuation order. If you live in these areas, you are obligated to leave immediately. And whatever's in yellow is an evacuation warning, okay? You have to be on standby, and you can receive a message at any moment telling you to leave. The fires are so deep in the city that they're so close to Santa Monica itself. But I want you to imagine something. Imagine that you are a Los Angeles resident living in these yellow areas. You receive a message on your phone, an emergency alert with a loud sound saying new. This is an emergency message from the Los Angeles County Fire Department. An evacuation warning has been issued in your area. Remain vigilant of any threats and be ready to evacuate. Gather loved ones, pets, and supplies. Continue to monitor local weather, news, and the web.
It's like when we live here and we get like a tornado warning or the sirens go off.
Right.
It's same there. It's something you just gotta grab what you can, get in your car, and get the fuck out if you even can.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what it'd be like to. I don't even know what would be worse, a fire or a tornado at this point.
Fire, at least a tornado. If your shit gets blown across the field, you can at least kind of pick something up.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, but fire is just everything's incinerated, gone. Like all my anime figures.
But you can't evacuate with a tornado.
You can get
You just gotta
Page
hope
alert
that
for more information.
Sorry. I thought you were done.
No, you just gotta hope that it's not strong enough to pick you up from your basement or bathroom.
Just get in the basement. That's all I can tell you.
Then you get crushed by
I like how when I tell you tornadoes warning, grab the most expensive figures we got, get them in the basement.
That would be our Sailor Moon Proplica Moonscope. And you're freeing
Raptalia. And maybe the Albedo if you can get that.
And the Albedo at this point. Hey, now I gotta grab my Sephiroth.
Now, this message was made to be sent to people in the yellow areas when their areas turn red. But in this case, millions of Los Angeles residents received these messages on their phones, some not even close to the fires. How would you feel seeing a message like this when you have an elderly parent or children or pets? But hey, don't worry, it's all good. It's okay. Because they received a message around 20 minutes later saying, oops, sorry, disregard last evacuation. It was
Well, we get tornado sirens that aren't accurate.
Well, those are tests too.
No. I remember like not too long ago the siren went off when nothing came through.
Well, they do that just in case they think something's going through.
Yeah, the one would not be the same with the fire. They thought the fire.
But they
was...
send this out on accident on people's phones. There's a difference.
True. We don't get like phone warnings for tornadoes, do we?
Yeah, I do.
We do? Like this?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got those.
Really?
was for Kenneth Fire only. So the fire that's very far around here, close to Agora Hills and Calabasas. You think to yourself, okay, fine, listen, this made me panic like crazy, but hey, this was one mistake. I'm sure it won't happen again. Well, guess what? You go to sleep, and at 4 a.m., you're woken up because of a very loud sound on your phone. It's another emergency alert saying the same exact thing. Guess what? This one was also sent to millions of people, and it was also a false alarm. This sparked massive panic, all right? And now people don't even trust these messages anymore. Authorities are worried that if they send an evacuation message to people...
Do you remember about 6 years ago on Hawaii, they accidentally sent a message out, ballistic missile incoming, and people lost their shit?
Oh, yeah, you don't... Oh, yeah, you don't fuck up that.
There was a funny joke I heard, like, yeah, everybody started telling the truth last minute, like, hey, Timmy's not yours. Or some shit.
Oh. Ha, ha, ha.
They're going to disregard it. And why wouldn't they? How could this happen in a country that calls itself a first world country in a state like California? Have we learned nothing from 2018? Hawaiians back then had to deal with a message like this sent to their phone saying a ballistic missile threat is inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. This turned out to be false, of course, but it was tragic. Families were calling each other saying goodbye. But it was unfortunately only the tip of the iceberg. This led to the famous copy pasta of someone having intercourse with their biological sister because they thought they were going to die anyway, so...
Please tell me it wasn't a warp.
Copy pasta, maybe it's not true. I'm gonna assume that's a joke and move on.
Why not? Okay? We cannot have more incidents like these happen. And this is one of many logistical failures that have occurred in Los Angeles only in the last few days. Look, I lived in Los Angeles for a few years of my life, and I can tell you right now, wildfires are a yearly occurrence. Initially, the red skies and the smoky air is going to shock you, but by the second year you live there, you'll understand this is something that happens all the time. But why?
Like I say, it's like when we get severe thunderstorms going through. Some people that might freak out. It's like I've slept through storms. People would freak out.
Right. You don't sleep through a fire, though. That's kind of different.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Why does it happen? Well, the phenomenon is called whiplash, where you have extremely wet weather at one time and then extremely dry weather at the other with no in-betweens. Los Angeles weather always fluctuates between two extremes, and it typically has very dry winters like right now, which means that all the moisture from grass and any vegetation is completely gone in the mountains, and it's all going to act like fuel at the slightest little spark that lights up for whatever reason. When you combine this with such insane winds that can spread embers miles away, this is how you get a ridiculous amount of fire spreading way too quickly. Not to mention that this wind can knock down a UFC fighter if it wanted to. Even if you had the equipment, you can't even make it to where the fire is because the wind would stop you. Because fires are...
The fire is pretty.
Doesn't look like that belongs in a video game, like the game you were just playing.
Oh yeah. Let's McDonald's the Resident Evil and set it on fire.
You want to set those people on fire.
A yearly occurrence in Los Angeles. One could say that it's like earthquakes in Japan. Earthquakes in Japan happen often, which is why they've converted all their infrastructure to be made specifically to resist them as much as possible. But this begs the question that everyone's asking. How is it that fire hydrants in Los Angeles, a city that gets wildfires all the time, ran out of water immediately? Firefighters...
Yep, Okay, that's where the problem is. You got Japan. Who knows? You're gonna get earthquakes, so you prep for the earthquakes. You got, I guess places like here, the way you prep for tornadoes, every house has a basement, I guess.
Yeah, well, not every house, but you know.
You got the sirens too.
And you know what to do when when severe weather comes in. You just keep an eye on it.
Mm-hmm. But they have fires pretty much regularly too, don't they?
Yeah.
So you would think that they would be better prepared for this.
And apparently they weren't.
Okay, so there's
would
where
show
the
up to the
issue
scene,
is.
use water a little bit, and then all of a sudden realize, wait, this is already out of water. We have to leave immediately. Well, it turns out that there was a water reservoir in the Palisades, the biggest fire going on right now, right? That had a capacity of 117 million gallons that was empty. And it didn't get empty recently. It's been empty for an entire year, making residents furious. This isn't just a water capacity issue, right? The less water you have, the less water pressure you have as well.
We don't live in California. I would never want to go to California. I would not want a vacation in California.
I went to California. I went to Disneyland when I was like 6 or 7, I think. That was the last time I've ever been in California. Mom actually lived in California a while with Grandma.
When the winds are so crazy, you need very good water pressure to be able to counter the extremely strong fires. This was a water capacity and a water pressure logistical disaster. And many are wondering, how could this happen? This is the most taxed state in the United States, after all.
Yeah. Yeah. California, not just your income, you pay 13% income tax on top of your federal tax.
No. It's shit like this. Like, okay, so what are the most taxed places?
California, Hawaii, New Jersey, Oregon, Minnesota, District of Columbia, New York, Vermont. I think we're about 5% in Kansas, or 4% in Kansas.
I gotta ask you a question.
What?
It's gonna be a little political, but are all those blue states?
Blue, red, purple.
Purple.
But yeah, no. And on top of which, California, their GDP is bigger than most European countries. Yeah.
If you live in California, you pay as much taxes as I do in France, but here at least I get free healthcare. Like, what's going on? Well, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, posted this on his Twitter account, saying that he's calling for an independent investigation into the loss of water pressure to local fire hydrants.
We investigated ourselves and found nothing wrong. That's what's going to end up happening.
No,
the
we
reported
pocketed all that
unavailability of
money.
water supplies from the Santa Ynez Reservoir. We need answers to ensure this does not happen again, and we have every resource available to fight these catastrophic fires. But to many, this just sounds like Mr. Beast investigating himself. This shouldn't have happened to begin with. An investigation shouldn't have happened to begin with. But it did, and it severely impacted what firefighters could even do, because without water, they can't do anything. They're just human beings at the end of the day. This prompted other countries to step in to help, like Mexico and Canada, more specifically the province of Quebec, sending their super scooper plane, carrying a lot of water, dumping it on the fires. But here's the thing. The pilot flying this plane, volunteering, almost lost his life because some idiot was flying his drone over the...
Oh.
Remember we were talking about like 2 months ago, all the drones in New Jersey? They went west. But yeah, someone was flying a drone over the fires. They just get it for their YouTube.
You sure it wasn't an alien?
I think they caught the guy, so.
Okay, so that one was at
and
least...
the plane hit this drone that he was trying to record for a YouTube video.
Because I saw some videos showing like these weird orby things flying around the fires.
Fires trying to capture footage. This hit the wing of the Super Scooper and almost downed the plane. It can't help anymore. In fact, planes and helicopters were forbidden from going for a while because of all these drones in the air risking their lives. Now, yes, the police department did say that if you're flying a drone in the area right now, you risk a $75,000 fine. But dude, the damage was done. This is another logistical disaster. The firefighters...
I'm sorry. Someone's mindset. Oh, wow, fire. I'll go to record it with my drone.
I love the internet sometimes, but I also hate the internet sometimes, I swear.
Oh, I love the common sense on that one. No, don't worry about my own safety. Well, he probably feels safe enough, but it's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna fly my plane to record the fires.
Were lacking water and now didn't have access to foreign aid for a while. So far, no one's been arrested, but it's not like it's a priority because people are too distracted by things that don't exist right now. One of the fires that sparked up in Los Angeles was in the Hollywood Hills, something unprecedented. But thankfully, it was contained within a day and isn't a threat anymore. This hasn't stopped tens of millions of people to believe that this footage is real. Yes, even though there's 3 L's in the Hollywood sign, many people...
AI made.
Yeah. I thought one of these were real for a minute, and then I realized...
It took you a while to...
Yeah.
Thought this was real. There were many videos shared of the Hollywood sign burning, either taken from movies, series, YouTube videos, you name it. And people ate it up. Like this TikTok right here with 4.4 million likes and tens of millions of views.
Who the fuck said the Hollywood sign was on fire?
Asking, who the hell said there was a fire on the Hollywood sign? Many of the comments being in complete disbelief, asking themselves if they actually fell for AI, and it turns out they did. But whether you were tricked by this video or not, many people thought that these fires had something to do with arson. And it wouldn't be the first time a major fire in Los Angeles was caused by human negligence. A devastating fire at the end of 20...
Did it turn out to be?
I haven't heard anything. I've also seen videos where the fire started up near power lines, and their power lines are kind of shitty at best.
Oh, wow. Good for their taxpayer money, huh? You can't afford nice power lines?
Not only that, you're not paying your income tax, you have the highest gas tax, probably one of the highest property taxes.
What is your money going for, California?
The lady that says if I have to carry you out of a fire, you're in a bad place or something.
17 was caused by power lines sparking. One of the craziest Los Angeles fires that was caused back in 2020 was because of a malfunctioning smoke machine that caught fire during a gender reveal party. It ended up claiming the...
Is that another trend? Oh, someone on YouTube.
At this point, who would care if the sign really was on fire?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where your taxpayer money went. It went for that sign.
But
And that was a long time ago too, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. Can we please stop doing the gender reveal party shit? Please. That's a trend I wish would die on the internet.
That's so dumb.
life of a veteran firefighter. This is making many people believe that it's too much of a coincidence that many of these fires are starting next to residential areas. Like this tweet right here claiming that there's an arsonist in LA. While some residents spotted someone on a bicycle carrying a blowtorch in their neighborhood 30 minutes after the Kenneth fire had started, they took him down.
They were gonna beat his ass.
Tied him up, and then called the police, who showed up 30 minutes later. He claimed that he was carrying a blowtorch because he used it to light up weed. Yes. The reason why...
I'm not a pot smoker, but why the fuck you need a blowtorch to smoke weed?
Why do you even own a blowtorch?
How do you own a blowtorch?
This was significant was because the Los Angeles Police Department had initially said that it believed that the Kenneth fire was started intentionally, unlike the others. But obviously when they said this, they had no proof, and they still don't. They wanted to put this guy in jail no matter what, but didn't have enough evidence to do anything with him. The damage was done though. People are now paranoid over the fact that there are arsonists starting these fires on purpose, inciting more panic and conspiracy theories. Someone else got arrested, a 60-year-old woman, for starting a fire that was thankfully very quickly extinguished by authorities, adding more fuel to the fire. No pun intended, but you get what I mean. But whether...
What was she setting a fire for?
I don't know.
It's a grandma.
See, the dementia kicked in?
Maybe?
it was arson or natural causes, the question remains. How did the senior and top officials allow this to happen by being so badly prepared? Insurance companies saw this coming a mile away last summer in 2024 by canceling the coverage of everyone in the Pacific Palisades.
And they're saying that they're the bad people. I mean, yeah, technically in a sense, but at the same time, it's all a liability because no one's taking precautions.
Well, it's not only that. what the story was I heard is the insurance company wanted to raise the rates to cover the fires, and the state of California wouldn't let them. So I guess when the policies came up to be renewed, they weren't renewing them. And I guess a lot of these policies were renewed January 1st, and the fires happened on January 6th.
Because they're expecting them to pay more than they should, I guess, for
things it's a risk. Insurance, they just look at, like, say if you're a bad driver, they raise your rates.
Right.
Because you might be a risk.
Right.
It's the same thing with any other insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can argue that's right or wrong, but that's just how insurance works.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how long you were subscribed to their insurance. They weren't the only insurer to do this, all giving the same reasons that if they stayed there, they faced the risk of bankruptcy. So yeah, it's not just health insurance that's coming in the US, it's any type of insurance, including home insurance, wildfire insurance, you name it. People are very mad.
You know, ultimately, I don't think it's the insurance that needed to be paying that. I think it's the state that needs to be paying for these people's homes. Because they failed them. They had no just anything prepped with all the taxpayer money that they have and stuff.
Good luck getting that money. They'll give you like $700 to wish you the best of luck. You know, here's another thing people aren't talking. I think Trump got on to the mayor about, hey, you're going to make these people wait like a month before they start cleaning up their houses?
Oh, yeah, because they were doing some kind of,
permit shit.
Yeah, permit stuff. What the heck?
Oh, yeah. I think Adam Carolla said best. It's going to be let's say you have a lot. Your house burnt to the ground. Between you get done fighting with the permits, getting all the bullshit taken care of, it might be 3 years before you lay lumber down and you start building. And what are you going to do in the meantime? Where are you going to live?
And you can only stay in a hotel for so long.
At both the mayor and the governor, with one Palisade resident finding Gavin Newsom and confronting him, asking him, how did you allow this to happen? Why is this happening? And look at his response. It's ridiculous.
I'm talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
I gotta ask, was Biden still the president
Yes.
during this?
January 9th right here. I don't know when this video came out. So, but yeah, this was when Biden was still off. They're saying that he might be the next person running for president on the Democrat side in 2028.
I saw they were shooting for Kamala again.
Please.
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it.
I'm literally on the phone with the president. Let me hear it. Actually, my phone isn't working. This is a resident that maybe voted for him, right? Trusted him to run California and give it what it needs in the face of disaster, and yet she was completely and utterly failed. At the same time, there's a petition calling for the mayor to resign because she also did not prepare for this. Currently sitting at over 78,000 signatures and going up by the second. I mean, look at all these signatures happening right now as I'm talking. People are very pissed. As I'm recording this at 2 a.m. European time on January 12th, the Palisades fire is only 11% contained, needing to reach 100 for it to be controlled and then completely extinguished. Eaton fire, same thing, sitting at 15%. Now the firefighters and government officials are hoping that the winds finally regress and allow them to actually contain the fires, but here's the problem. The winds keep getting worse and they're not calming down. Worst case, they keep going until next week, which means that unless more people are mobilized, more water is somehow found, and more measures
Yeah, we're kind of a little more moisture in the ground than what California's got right now.
Because we keep getting snow. We're getting a snowstorm here soon, yeah.
are taken, this fire will continue spreading. And I want to make sure to say that this is not the fault of the firefighters or the first responders. These people are heroes. The ones who should be held responsible, though, are the senior officials, the people high up in power that have the ability to determine budget cuts, track water reservoirs, make sure fire hydrants are functioning, because it's their fault. And unless something changes with those people, this is going to happen again next year, mark my words. Anyway, please stay safe out there, and thank you so much for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next video.
All I can say is good luck to people in California. Thank you for joining us. Bye.